Hello, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Esponda. I am the Managing Director of Los Cabos Tourism Board, and we are delighted to be participating in this webinar series that we are being providing the most important relevant things that Los Cabos has to offer as a tourism destination. Before getting into the topic of the day, that is going to be historical towns, that has a lot of cultural background that the destination can offer, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for participating and providing an update on the destination. As you know, things have been changing a lot since we started with dealing with the COVID-19. As you know, we reopened the destination on June 15 with very strict measures and protocols in place to assure the health and safety of all our visitors and the community in the destination. As that, I'll be explaining a little bit of how we've been working. Currently, the hotels and all the tourism services in the destination can only accommodate as a maximum a 30% capacity on the number of people that can be staying in a hotel or visiting a restaurant. With that, we've been going through a certification process. All the businesses that have been reopening need to go with the local authority through a certification process that the protocols are tested and also are verified. And in that, the private sector has been participating to make sure that those protocols are implemented at the right level. Out of 85 hotels that the destination has, 72 are currently open. With that, the 72 hotels can accommodate, as I already said, as a maximum 30% capacity cap. The hotel occupancy in the destination currently is around 22-23%. On the weekends, it gets a little bit more than that, and of course, it's varying. We will continue with this gradual reopening of the destination as the phases that next I'll be explaining. However, we are working as well to reestablish air connectivity from the United States, from the main cities that we currently have, that are around from 15, 17 daily flights from the United States, depending on the day of the week, from our most important markets. As you know, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, San Jose, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Charlotte, Atlanta are currently having daily flights from this destination with our most important carriers. We've been working very hard with all of them in order to reestablish as soon as possible the connectivity. On August 29th, we're going to have a new non-stop flight from JFK from New York with Eastern Airlines that we've been working very hard with them. And with all our partners, we thank you for the opportunity to help us to reestablish connectivity to the destination. We have worked in a flexible booking and reservation policy in order to assure that you can make some changes, and we will continue to do so. And then that would be a standard in the industry. We have this website that is visitloscabos.travel/industry. There you would be able to find pieces of information to use with your clients, specifically what flights are open, what hotels are open, and what activities. For example, as of today, all nautical activity has been reopened. Before, in June 15, the only thing that was reopened was sport fishing. As of today, all nautical activity can be done, such as diving, snorkeling, and many other tourism services. The next one, please. This is the 5 phases of the strategic plan for reopening the destination. In June 15, we started with the stage 1. Then we're currently in July in stage 2. And as I was mentioning, there are some updates and increases on the activities that can be done in the destination, including Terminal 2 in the airport. Before that, everything was concentrated because of the low number of flights into Terminal 1. Now that we have this increase, the connectivity that ranges between 1,000 and 2,000 daily flights coming inbound from international markets, as well as our domestic travelers. Domestic travel is concentrated on Terminal 1. International travel is concentrated on Terminal 2. Then we will continue moving forward with this strategic plan on the destination. The purpose of this strategic plan is to offer the best range of safety to our travelers and to our community. The next one. There are a few facts that I would like to point out about the destination. Los Cabos has always characterized for having the highest level of service. We are applying this into the standards and protocols that now are in place since the arrival in the airport, the transportation, the restaurants, the hotels. We have been measuring. We have a survey that we conduct constantly all the time in the airport to analyze what is the level of satisfaction of our visitors, and we've been modifying it to measure and tracking what is the level of satisfaction of the protocols. We know that the protocols have been very well put in place, and then we've been measuring what level of things we need to optimize. The number of rooms per hotel is between 200 and 300. 220 is the average number of rooms of all the hotels. That is an advantage because we know that the market is looking to be in places that are open, not that are highly concentrated. We have, in that regards, a lot of sense of space. We have limitations in terms of height and density of what can be built. There are no billboards allowed in the destination, precisely to keep the destination clean from the point of view. Outdoor activity that you can practice, definitely combining the Sea of Cortez, the desert, and the mountain range, that we're going to be listening a little bit more of these geographic characteristics with the speaker that we have today. We have been working in a unique wellness product that is geared for the new travelers looking to have a healthy environment and in contact with the nature. We have 22 Blue Flag certified beaches. In order to get the certification, you need to go through an environmental process. In Mexico, to put it in context, only has 54. So we have a big part of that Blue Flag certified beaches. And we invite you to visit our website to learn more. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to send us an email, to give us a call, or to contact us through social media. The next one. There are specific areas in the destination. As you know, we are in the deep south of the Baja California area. On one side, we have the Pacific Ocean. On the other side, we have the Sea of Cortez. That is the only sea containing into one country. All the other seas are shared by different countries. And this provides a unique setting because we have the combination of the desert, the mountain range, and the oceans. San Jose del Cabo is a traditional Mexican town that was founded more than 300 years ago, and we're going to be learning a little bit more than that. B is the Cabos San Lucas area where the famous arch is located. The point C is in between Cabo San Lucas and San Jose, that is being known as a corridor, with many of the hotels now being there. However, in the last years, the destination is being expanded. We are the state with the largest coastline in Mexico. On one hand, we have East Cape, that is an area where new hotels have been located on the Sea of Cortez, such as the new Four Seasons, that is located all the way up on the point E, 50 minutes out from San Jose del Cabo Airport. And on point B, that is the Pacific Ocean, where we have some new hotels as well, such as the Nobu Hotel that is located on the point A, as well as the News and Regis that is already being built in that area. And then finally, to learn a little bit more, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day. It's Kristian Sandoval. He's born and raised for more than 6 generations. And definitely he's passionate about the area and about what we can do. He's an industrial engineer and entrepreneur himself. He has been working in the area. Of course, he loves to surf. That is one of the particularities that we have to do, and many outdoor activity. So we are delighted to have you, Kristian, here.
Hello, Rodrigo. Thanks very much for the updates, and thanks for the invitation also to be part of Los Cabos educational webinars. Also, thank everybody, 87 participants right now on Zoom. So thanks everybody who's live here today. Well, I'm getting excited every day to see more and more tourists showing up. The weather has been great here, and yeah, as you said, been surfing pretty much every day in the last month. Now, before I start talking about this presentation, let me share a sec. Okay. Now, before I start talking about the cool little towns to visit in Los Cabos, it's important for me to explain why I'm passionate to share a tiny bit of history I was sharing today about the most southern part of the Baja California Peninsula. See, I run an educational community project called Cabos City Tours. And the primary goal of this project is educating new locals of Los Cabos to learn about and understand the region customs and traditions. And when I say new locals, it's complex, right? I mean new residents, as Los Cabos is the fastest growing county in all Mexico. Just to give you an idea, when I was born, which was 33 years ago, there were 30,000 people living here. So my grandparents basically knew everybody in both towns, like meaning San Lucas and San Jose, Cabo San Lucas and San Jose. And today, together, we're over 300,000 people. So that's 1,000% more. So today, many of the local born and raised, for at least 3 generations, were less than 20% of the population. Now, so the effort of this project is to have new locals take the first step to learn about the land's history. I truly believe that you cannot expect for someone to respect or identify with the culture or community if you don't know about it. So bottom line, we embrace new residents while trying to rescue and spread the sense of localism. And to do so, we organize free historical walking tours as educational field trips for nonprofit organizations and public schools. And in order to cover the expenses of organizing such educational trips, we offer this tour for tourists who are key to help us financing the tours for the locals. So in exchange for the contribution, tourists receive a pleasant walk through the old town and get a better understanding about the community. Now, Los Cabos is a unique land, as it's been mentioned on many of the webinars. And I don't say it only because I was born here, but because we are geographically and historically different. First of all, give me a sec. First of all, we're located right under the Tropic of Cancer. That means nice tropical weather, but with a twist of the ocean breeze, 350 days of non-rainy days. So weather and the scenery is the main reason why people love to organize corporate events and weddings here. By the way, all these pictures I'm showing right here, it's me.
Kristian,
Yes?
I think you were not sharing some pictures.
Okay, let me double check that. Compartir pantalla. So now, can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
If you put it in presentation mode, it would be bigger. That's good.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so see those 4 pictures I'm showing here right now. That's me doing different activities around the area, and I just love the place, you know. So today I'm not really actually going to talk about me nor these activities. I'm here to talk about historical towns, right? So I just picked 4. I picked 4 that are near Cabo San Lucas. There's many other towns. There's many ranches, trails, places to explore. And I basically lived here all my life and still have lots to learn about. And today I'm going to talk about Todos Santos, El Triunfo, Santiago, and the Old Town, the center of San Jose del Cabo. And well, just a reminder to the people who are out there, this webinar is, this presentation will be shared so you can later review maps and details on the Los Cabos educational page on Facebook. So I'll start my virtual tour by taking you north to Todos Santos. It takes about 1 hour from Cabo San Lucas or 1 hour and 20 minutes from San Jose del Cabo, following a 4-lane highway. It's a very easy drive. Todos Santos is a town famous today for its art. It's holistic wellness, good for food, and boutique hotels, right? Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place. Know what I mean? Todos Santos, 2 historic highlights are, first, its foundation by Jesuit priests in the early 1700s. There you will find this yellow building I'm showing on the slides, which is a quaint mission church. And the next major event is when it became a sugarcane plantation in the post-colonial times, mid-1800s. It lasted for about a century. And sugar brought lots of wealth to this town of Todos Santos. The white building you see to the right here is a theater. That's how much money there was in 1944. That's when that was built. So same as San Jose del Cabo, Todos Santos, both these towns are very close to the coast. So sugar was sent on boats across the ocean, mainly to Japan, to then be redistributed throughout the world. Todos Santos was declared as a pueblo mágico. So you see to the right of the title of Todos Santos, those colorful symbol means it's a pueblo mágico. It means, among many other things, that the essence of the town's culture and traditions is unique to other towns and shall be preserved by regulating the town's growth. So what to do today in Todos Santos is just get lost, explore the streets, admire the beautiful bare brick buildings, as you can see down there. There's cute coffee shops, countless galleries, and well, just find the magic of the town. You'll see it. And since sugar was famous here, do get a dessert. There's many options, bakeries and ice cream shops. Also do research about yoga festivals, retreats, film and music festivals. The whole bohemian atmosphere of Baja is in Todos Santos. Also nearby, you have the beach of Cerritos, which is great for surfing. You can make sand castles right there. The long beaches have very fine sand, which is also incredible thing about here Baja is different beaches have different kinds of sand, different scenarios. You can't just go one beach and assume all Los Cabos is like that. Every beach is different. And plus on Cerritos you have hypnotizing sunsets. Now the next town on the list I'd like to speak about is a hidden gem that's about 1 hour and 40 minutes from Cabo San Lucas North, or about 2 hours from San Jose. It's also 4 lanes, so super easy to get to, except for the last 10 minutes, which is 2 lane, but it's also super simple to get to. This town is the furthest away from both coastlines, as you can see in the map. You see it's placed right in the middle. It's middle of the peninsula, so between the Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Cortez. And talking about hidden gems, that's how I talked about this town, or more about jewelry. El Triunfo is famous for its silver rush. A time when many Europeans and Asian families move in to work the mines. Cobblestone streets will tell you stories. You should go explore. There's 4 different graveyards there. There's a French one, English, Chinese, and of course the Mexican. You should check out the smokestack that I'm showing here in the slide. It was designed by Gustav Eiffel, so I mean, it was well made. Not made by him, his design, his friends, businessmen made it. You should visit the museum. There is a music museum with nearly 100 pianos. And this is proof of how long ago there were many very rich families living here. Today El Triunfo is one of the towns with the most abandoned yet well-kept buildings. It's perfect for photo shoots and filming. There's also a mining museum, and the mining museum will explain the process of extraction of the mineral, as well as history of the town. Now, among the traditional Baja meals, there's 2 that are like the favorites, and they were originated during the mine era. The sweet or savory empanadas. The sweet is actually sweet bean, and the savory is traditionally pork. They were inspired in the British Cornish pasties. So in Cornwall and England, there was lots of famous miners that were brought over. There's also sopa fresca, or pronounced as locals like hopa fresca. The S is not really pronounced among the locals. And this one will be quite a challenge to actually find, but if you're a foodie, that's a challenge. Try to find it. Near El Triunfo is also a little village called San Antonio, which is the North Gate entrance for the multi-day hike up to Sierra de la Laguna. It's the less known of the trails, the north one. Please, if you haven't, go check out on previous recorded Los Cabos educational webinars. Alex Vidal had a great presentation. He talks more about Sierra La Laguna and the other entrances, Todos Santos and Santiago. Now, next town I'm talking about is tucked higher up in the Sierra. Now, to get to this one, you have to follow the windy 2-lane highway. It's Highway 1. And it takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes from San Lucas and about 1 hour from San Jose. The village of Santiago, that's how it's called. Since the moment you enter the town, you will notice the vegetation changes here. The 1 block long main boulevard has old trees and it's shading both sides of the road. I know it's like, oh yeah, big deal, but we're in a desert. So here that's like a very unique thing to be in a shaded area. So the atmosphere changes totally there. In town, you will find a main square, and further down the road, right next to the oasis, is the Mission Church. You can see here on the slide. However, the highlight of Santiago is its abundant fresh water. There's hot springs, waterfalls, canyons, and because of all this water, there's also many certified organic farms. There's a town really close by also called Miraflores. So, I mean, when we're talking about the area Santiago Miraflores, they're both places you should explore if you want to go check out water out in the desert. There's also many traditional ranches all around this area. And in the morning when you're traveling over that way, most of the mini markets of the side of the roads will have your authentic Baja California Sur food to go. So it's not burgers over here, it's actually burritos. The flour tortillas are main tortillas over here. So burritos, not actually tacos. Yeah, we have fish tacos as well, but that's a whole other story. I mean, I'm pretty foodie myself, right? I guess you can tell. So you should try burritos de machaca, which is beef that's been crushed up, or bean burritos. And there's café de talega, which is basically fresh brewed coffee. Or those empanadas I mentioned about. Yeah, obviously you'll find those. Now, the hot springs and the waterfalls are federal natural protected areas, and some require a short hike to get to. So there's not so much infrastructure, but it's actually worth it. They're really nice. Now, this is a short presentation. I can get carried away and talk for hours. So today, the final stop that I'll be talking about is San Jose del Cabo. This is the capital of Los Cabos, so it's actually a city now. However, the old town, well, it's very charming. So San Jose del Cabo is where I live. It's only 30 minutes away from Cabo San Lucas. And there's actually public transportation for you to get from San Lucas and San Jose in both towns. I think it runs until like 11 p.m. So it's really, really easy to get to. And I could have done my whole presentation just talking about San Jose, but well, since this is the area I've studied the most, I'll just try to summarize it. And after the Arco, to be honest, after El Arco, the famous arch, San Jose del Cabo is a place you should definitely visit. It's must visit. Now, San Jose del Cabo has a special beachside oasis, which we call El Estero. Now, don't be confused. An estuary usually salt water. This is fresh water. It's an oasis by the ocean, but we call it El Estero, all right? There's hundreds of species of birds, some endemic, many migrating birds, lots of fish, reptiles, many mammals can be seen here too. Native tribe of the Periku, they lived in this oasis. They also live in Todos Santos and in Santiago, but here, to be honest, most things happen. The Spaniards, they found this water and they established an important navigation stop for their boats, wooden boats that would sail across the Pacific Ocean to bring goods from Asia. Then they would cross it by land. So they would stop here for water, then go to mainland, cross it by land, and later cross the Atlantic Ocean over to Europe. And vice versa, they would take things from Europe over to Asia. So this was part of a very important commercial route, navigation route. And because of that route and because of water, pirates started showing up here. So there's many pirate tales. Eventually, Spain decided to fund the village and control the water and obviously keep control of this commercial route. Now, time later, after Mexico's independence war, the main square was scenario of a battle. And later, it turned into a roaring commercial center during the silver rush up in El Triunfo. Everything was bought and sold here at San Jose in the main square. So today, many of these old buildings have witnessed many eras, of course, but have evolved into a charming art district. Very nice place. Even locals, we love it. So there's a large array of fine arts galleries to visit, and obviously also many restaurants to pick from. Now, guys, Los Cabos is way more than heavenly beaches. There's more parties, more than pampering resorts and adventurous activities. The cultural and artistic scene is a great way to learn about the places you visit, and also a great way to understand the people. So you're not only visiting a place, you're visiting a culture. Get to know people too. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Los Cabos or have any questions, send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram. You can find me, there's the two symbols.